Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Hope Clinic, and I still remain your amazing friend, Happiness. And just as I always say, that the reason why I'm calling myself your amazing friend is because I care so much about you, and this is why I'm shooting this video. Okay, so welcome to Hope Clinic once again. And if you've been following Hope Clinic for a while now, you know the series we've been treating for the past 6 weeks now. We've been on the series of addiction. And of course, last week we continued on the course for addiction, which happens to be sexual abuse, and which we talked about last week. So, and just as I've been telling you to anticipate the sex addiction that you want to hear about, and also the substance addiction that you want to hear about, that should calm down. So today, guess what I have for you today, actually? Okay, all right, so before I continue, all right, so I just want to tell you, if you've not liked my videos before this another video, please do well to like, share, and comment, and at the same time follow my page on Facebook. And also, I'm telling you to anticipate Hope Clinic on YouTube on Thursday. I mean this Thursday, 25th of April, and that is the same day Hope Clinic will be celebrating our first year anniversary. So congratulations to us, actually. Okay, so as I was saying, I said you should guess what I have for us today. Okay, actually, someone is asking a question, and which I actually want to throw it to the house because I know that somebody's going to be learning from it. Of course, I'll be reading out the question, and that is going to be our discussion for today. So what's the question? Just listen attentively and let me read. Okay, the person said, I am a girl, and I am addicted to stimulate my clitoris. I wanted to give up this habit, but I can't. How much days it takes for my body to stop craving for it? Also, I am planning to go on a tour, but my urges are not controllable. Should I go? Okay, probably if you didn't really hear that question, I think you need to backward this video so that you can hear the question I just read, because I'll just go on with what I'm about to say. And of course, this is not a question we can answer today. Like, we can't finish answering it today. We'll continue next week. But I want to quickly bring out some factor points that I can bring out today, which is going to lead me to my discussion for today. And what I want to bring out is for the fact that she started stimulating her clitoris at a very young age. Okay, nobody was ready to correct her, and as time goes on, she begins to derive pleasure in it, and her brain begins to demand for it. Okay, and this is bringing me to the point that, psychologically speaking, a child, the first 5 years of a child is a season for exploration for them. A season when they begin to discover that, okay, this is my hand, it is used for probably writing, for hitting, for picking something. This is my leg, it's used for this, it's used for that. So they begin to discover so many things about their body, and they begin to explore it. And that is why in that stage, a child needs mother, a child needs fathers, a child needs guardians, a child needs so many adults around him or her to guide him or her, or to tell him so many things, tell him or her so many things about his or her body at that season. But at that particular time, if that child has nobody to tell him or her about his body, so of course the child is going to assume, okay, this is what this is meant for, and this is what that is meant for. So there's possible and there's probability that the child is going to misuse the part of the body. Okay, so this is what happened in this child's case. So at a very younger age, she started stimulating her clitoris because it was part of what she needs to do. She was trying to learn how to make use of the part of her body. She was exploring, but there was no proper education. There was no proper early education for her that, okay, this is what is meant for, this is what. So nobody was correcting her, nobody was talking to her that, okay, this should not be done. So she felt that it's a normal thing, and she began to do it consistently to the extent that her brain began to derive pleasure from it. And I want to take note that the brain cannot separate good from bad. Do you know that? Take note of that. The brain cannot separate good from bad. It's whatever you give to the brain that the brain accepts. So, and as long as the brain begins to derive pleasure in it, it demands for more. So, of course, this girl has been stimulating her clitoris when she was younger. She was doing it consistently, and she began to derive pleasure from it. and of course the brain started demanding from it. So that is what led to her addiction. That is what led her to being addicted to the stimulation of her clitoris. So that is one of the cause of sexual addiction. Okay, another cause of sexual addiction that I actually want to bring out for us today that we really need to take note of is exposure to porn while growing up. Peradventure this child, where she was growing up, maybe she came across a particular image that explains stimulation of clitoris and anything like that, or probably she saw somebody stimulating the clitoris, or she just felt that okay, that's just normal thing to do. Of course, that has registered in her brain, so she felt that that's normal thing to do, and she continued to do it. So exposure to porn while growing up. And of course, if you go and check around, you see that most of the adults that we see that they are now sexual addicts, it begins from when they were much younger. A broken child is going to grow up to become a broken adult. So most of them started from when they were young. It didn't just start in the day, it started from when they were young. Okay, so another thing that can cause sexual addiction is sexual urge. Of course, I'm not saying that sexual urge is wrong. God kept it there. It is right. It is good. It is the will of God. It is the gift of God to man. But then the child needs education on how to handle sexual urge. Somebody came to my DM one day, a particular teen came to my DM one day, and she began to ask me what is sexual urge. I was pained because these are part of the things that parents should teach their children what sexual urge is all about. And after I finished explaining to her, she told me that she has been feeling this, but she doesn't know it is called sexual urge, and she doesn't even know that this is what she should do. But she just felt that let's take for instance that probably God didn't just help her, that probably somebody must have made advantage of her and something like that, probably. So another thing that is very important for us is that we should always educate our children on how to handle their sexual urge. Okay, and another thing I want to talk about is inferiority complex. That's one of the things that causes sex addicts, or sexual addiction rather. There are some children of course, that's what I said, that a broken child becomes a broken adult, and most of the adults that you see that they are addicted to sex, it started from when they were young. So a particular child that you've not taken your time to build a self-esteem, of course that child will definitely have an inferiority complex among his friends, among his peers, and when he begins to see them do so many things that he is not doing, he will so feel inferior to join them to do it. So that's one of the challenge that this guy is having particularly. Another one that I want to bring out for you before I end today's session of Hope Clinic is that it could also be spiritual. It could also be a spiritual thing, because one of the things I understand is about the devil is that the devil actually always attack people with an unclean spirit. The devil sponsors unclean spirit, it sponsors lust. So it might also even be as a means of attack from the enemy. Okay, so but before I round off for today, this is my advice for people, especially mothers, fathers, elder brothers, elder sisters. One of the things that's very important for you to know is that, especially when you have little children around you, child below 5 downward, understand that is their exploration season. So it's a season whereby you really need to teach them so many things. You really need to tell them what the part of the body is meant for. A season whereby they need so much watch. Tell them that, it's still a young girl. Let's just let her just keep doing it. Let him just. It's a season whereby you need to let them know, okay, this thing is meant for this, and that is meant for that. And another advice goes to those that they've not really entered into this journey, that they are just starting this journey. Of course, it will appear to you like a pleasure, but then there's no pleasure in it. The end of it is depression, the end of it is addiction, the end of it is discouragement, and the end of it is pain. And it's going to affect your mental health. So this will be the end of the clinic for today. Please, we'll meet next week. We'll continue from here. Of course, we're not done with this question, so take care of yourself. Bye.